Assalamu alaikum. I want to share a story with you today. It's about a man who was talking so passionately and deeply to a group of men that people who were passing by were looking at him and wondering what he was doing. So one of them stopped and said, "What are you doing?" The man said, "I'm trying to get people to befriend Allah." "How's it going?" they asked. He said, "Allah is willing, but they're not willing." After some time, they saw the same man in a graveyard. Again, they asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm still trying to make the people befriend Allah." "How's it going?" they asked. He said, "Now the people are willing, but Allah is not willing." This story is a great example about how important it is for us to seek forgiveness from Allah. Because right now, Allah is waiting for you and me to ask Him for forgiveness. And there are 900,000 people who were alive this time yesterday but died and don't have that opportunity. And they would give their whole life and wealth and everything they own to come back to the situation you're in right now just to ask Allah to forgive you. So for that reason, today I want to focus on forgiveness. You know, the difference between a good person and a bad person isn't that they don't commit sins. The good person is the one that as soon as he commits a sin, he runs back to Allah because he realizes there's nowhere else to go. I've done this wrong, I've done this sin. The only hope is that I go back to Allah and Allah will forgive me. And the guarantee is Allah will forgive us. So we need to build this habit of going back to Allah and asking Him to forgive us. Whereas in the case of the person that's bad, he will commit sin and he will commit sin and he will commit sin, and he'll just go through his life and he'll carry all those sins until he gets in front of Allah. So for us, we need to build this habit of asking Allah to forgive us. And the way we can do that is actually just by thinking about the things that we've done wrong. Thinking about the things that Allah wouldn't be happy about. Thinking about the things that we're doing right now, and then speaking to Allah directly in our hearts and saying, "Oh Allah, I did this thing, it was wrong, forgive me." And if you do that, Allah will forgive you, no doubt. Allah will forgive you. So we need to build this habit. And the great thing about this is that no one needs to know you're doing it. But the truth is, when we do something bad, we know the guilt we feel. We know it's wrong. So rather than just holding that feeling, go back to Allah and ask Allah to forgive you. And this is the month of mercy, this is the month of forgiveness. And if you do that now, I promise you Allah will forgive you as long as you're sincere, inshallah. JazakAllahu khair for listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.